guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be a quick review and swatch comparison between the MAC Shiny Pretty Things. I picked up the face palettes. I picked up both of them, the fair and the medium to deep one. The packaging is very reflective, so I'm not even going to try and show you these, but I will show you the palettes themselves. This one is the fair one and this one is the medium to deep. The fair one is silvery. They are cloth material, like they have kind of like cloth coating. It's plastic of course, but they're covered by cloth. And the medium to deep is that hot pink. Both of them are very gorgeous, very attractive, beautiful for the holidays. Very exciting to play with. Let me go ahead and open them and show them to you side by side so you have an idea what they look like. I'm gonna have the top one, the fair on top, the medium to deep on the bottom. So that's the fair palette and this is the medium to deep palette. Both of them retail for $39.50. I picked up the fair one from MAC website and I picked up the medium to deep from Macy's. I believe both of them are available still on both MAC website in-store and at Macy's website and in-store as well. So there's a little bit of variation between the two. The bronzer and the deep one, the bronzer and the deep one, it looks very, very deep, where in the fair one, it looks a little bit more cool tone than in the deep one. Just a side note, it said that the blushes for both palettes can be used wet and dry, but that was not the case for the highlight, for the bronzer or the highlight. Didn't say anything about wet and dry, but the blushes you can use wet and dry. They are that extra dimension formula from MAC, so if you're familiar with that formula, these pretty much are the same exact formula. Now let's go ahead and do the swatches and shade description. If you are a lighter skin tone or maybe a little bit lighter than I am, you probably want to go with the fair palette. But if you are my skin tone or a little bit deeper, I think the medium to deep would look very beautiful on you. Here's what they both look like side by side. Again, the medium to deep is on top and the fair is on the bottom. So let's go ahead and do the shade description of the top row, which is the medium palette. The highlight is called Soul Glow and it is a golden bronze. The blush is Carolers and it's a pinky copper, and the bronzer is called Quick Trip, which is a medium deep bronze. Now for the lighter palette or the fair palette, the shade description for the highlight is called String Lights. It is a light pink shimmer. The blush is Sweater Weather and it's a bright peachy pink with golden sheen, and the bronzer is called 5 Alarm Kiss, which is a warm light. So again, here they are side by side. The top one is the medium to deep and the bottom one is the fair. You can really tell that the bronzer in the medium to deep is a little bit more reddish than the bronzer in the fair palette. I did like the fact that the blush in the medium to deep has a little bit of shimmer to it, a little bit of a glow, where it looked kind of little matte in the fair palette, although the description says it has a golden sheen. I didn't find that it has a golden sheen at all. I found that the top one, which is the medium to deep blush, has a little bit more glow to it, which I enjoy a lot more. I am wearing the fair palette today. It is very subtle. Kind of considering like returning that palette because I had to dig my brush really hard into both the blush and the bronzer. I don't know if it's like the top layer is kind of, you know, you have to scrape off the top layer, because when I swatched it in the store today, I didn't have the same experience as I have at home. It swatched a lot nicer. It felt a little bit more buttery. So I don't know if I need to work through the top layer of both the blush and the bronzer to get that buttery feel that the medium to deep palette has. I'm not sure. Just one thing that I noticed today. I mean, they swatch beautifully after you dig your fingers into it, and that's kind of how I felt when I used them. I felt like I really need to dig my brush into it to get any sort of color payoff. Again, I'm wearing them today. You can hardly see the bronzer. I went in with like 2 layers of bronzer. You can definitely see the blush and the highlight, but the bronzer is kind of like vanished on my skin. So something to keep in mind, definitely go with the medium to deep if you are my skin tone, a little bit darker, but if you are a little bit lighter, I think the fair would look really nice. It it would suit your skin tone really well. If you guys have any questions about these palettes, make sure to let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye!